Hello designers, this is me Azad and it is day 6 of beginner to pro theorist on the class. Today we'll be going to discuss about the array. Basically there are three different types of the arrays are there in the like in the AutoCAD. So basically the rectangle, path array and polar array. Okay, so these are the three different types of the array which we do have. Okay, so before that we'll just tell you what is the array. Okay, so array is just like your copying thing only. Okay, so we have something called as copy. Suppose if I have one object, if I wanted to copy it for the some instances, suppose. Okay, so I'll be going to select it, copy, pick paste. Likewise, we'll be going to do. Okay, so these things will be suitable when the number of instances are less, right? So if the number of instances are more, and that too, suppose if it is in a circular manner or with the help of some like a curve. Okay, so that time we'll go for the arrays. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to create one object. Okay, so which is something like this, the same object. Okay, so of some 50 or something, I'll just create it. I wanted this one as a array. Okay, so suppose in this line and as well as in this line. Okay, so in a linear manner if I want, that time I'll be going for the rectangular array. Okay, so select that this object, enter. You can see something like this. Okay, so where number of columns and number of rows are there. Okay, so you can see here columns and rows are there. Okay, so column in the sense this thing. Sorry, this thing. These are the columns. Okay, so which is our four. Okay, and these are the rows. Okay, so which are three. Okay, so that is the thing. And you can see there are two things. One is between distance and one is total distance. If you are giving the between distance, the total distance will be automatically specified. If you give the other will be defined. Okay, so likewise, it's a vice versa. Okay, so between distance in the sense from this point to this point, how much is the dimension? That is your between distance. Okay, so as of now it is 150. When it comes for the rows, okay, so it is also 150 only. Okay, so here suppose if I just give 3, you can be able to see it is 3 by 3 matrix kind of thing. Okay, so which is called as a rectangular array as of now here. Okay, so yeah, that is what about the columns and the rows. And you can see the between distance. If I'm going to change by some 200, you can see the total distance automatically it will be going to update. Okay, so why? Because see from here to here if it is 200, from here to here one more 200 will be gonna be added. Okay, so it will be together makes you 400. Likewise. Okay, so if you change any one of the thing, other thing will be automatically will change. Okay, suppose if I give here 500, you can see the between distance will be automatically changed to 150. Likewise. Okay, so any one value will be going to change, other value will be going to update it. Okay, yeah, that is the thing. That is the thing. And then there is one more thing which is called as the layers. Sorry, labels. Okay, so here the thing is, as of now it is a simple thing. I'll just give it as like 150 itself. So I'll just give it a close. Okay, you can see this is a simple array which is having the relation as of now. If you can see, if I just click on any of the one object, again it will be going to come. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so here it will be associative kind of thing. Sorry, like a relative wise. Okay, so if I just close it, it will be like this. Okay, so as of now, this is the array, the simple rectangular array. Okay, so in that I'll just add some levels. Okay, so which is of suppose let's say like some 10 levels if I just do add. Okay, so by visibly if you can see there is not that much difference you can see. Maybe before it was like lighter, now it became a somewhat darker. Okay, so but that is not the difference between the levels. Okay, so what do you mean by level is like this it will not visible. If you just rotate it like this. Okay, so if you just rotate it, that time you can be able to visualize. You can see here it will be going to add the levels like this. Okay, so the total levels which are over here will be 10. Okay, so because we gave the levels as 10. Okay, suppose if I change the value, if I want to change the value, in that you can see the between distance as of now it is 1. If I just give some 10, you can be able to see between distance will be 10, 10, 10. Likewise. Okay, this is what is about the levels. But anyways, we'll be not going to use levels that much, but still that is the option which is available. Okay, yeah, so that is the thing. Then again I'll go for the other things. Okay, so yeah, that is what about the rows, columns, and the levels. Okay, so then here I have some arrow marks. Okay, so you can see the points and all of that. Okay, so this is the point, base point with which I can be able to move my complete array. Okay, and one more thing I wanna tell about this rows and the columns. Suppose the rows and the columns are coming like this. Okay, so this is my base. Like this is my object which I created. Okay, otherwise I'll create it one second and I'll just show you. Suppose I have this as my material, like this as my instance, and I wanted to copy, right? So I wanted to array it. Okay, so but the thing is, it is coming in this direction as well as in this direction. Suppose in this way I wanted to go for the other direction, and in this direction I wanted to go in the other direction. That time what you have to do means you have to go for the negative values. Okay, suppose as of now it is 145. If I just give minus 145, you can see it will be going to shift to the other side. In the same way, like this bottom also you want to do this also value, you have to give it an minus. Okay, you can see this one I wanted like just plus itself. Okay, so this one minus. Okay, so negative value indicates the reverse direction, not the like exactly the negative value. Likewise, okay. So that is what it is. If you want to change the like direction, you can go for the negative values. Okay, yeah. So that is the thing. And then if you go for any of the array, okay, so in that you have the options. Okay, so you can see if I go for this, I have the arrow marks. Okay, so here two arrow marks are there, and here also, and here one more like a point kind of thing is there. Okay, so here this with this point you can be able to move. Okay, so this thing it is called as base point. If you want to change this, here there is an option which is called as base point. If you just click on that, you can see from there to somewhere else. Okay, you can see here I can change. Okay, still those arrow mark will be there. I'll tell you what is this arrow mark is for. But still, if you want to change the base point, it is possible. Okay, so again, I want to bring it back to the original position, which was this. Okay, so here two arrow marks are there. Okay, suppose if I go for this, it will increase your column count. Okay, so if I just click on that, you can see for the required distance, for the specific distance, whatever you go. Okay, so with respect to that, your columns will be going to extend. In the same way, if I go for the other direction, for the suppose this arrow mark, it will be going to add you the rows. Okay, so in the same sense, if I go for this point, okay, so if you are going what like aligned manner, it will be going to add both the things. If you are going in this direction, it will be going to add the number of columns. And if you are going in this direction, it will be going to add the number of rows. Okay. And if you are going aligned manner, it will be going to add both along with the like with respect to the position what you will choose. Okay. Yeah, this is what this arrow mark is for, and these two arrow marks are there still. Okay, so this is for the between distances. Okay, so now you can see the between distance got updated. Okay, so in the same way, this is also for the same reason only. Okay, so for the between distances, it will be going to, oh, sorry, not that one, this one. Okay, so this is for the between distances. Okay, so if you want to change the between distance, you have to go for this arrow mark. If you want to increase the number of columns and the rows, you can go for this. And this is also for the same purpose. Okay, so this is together. This is particularly the columns. This is particularly to the rows. Okay, yeah. So and this is for the movement of your complete array. Okay. Yeah, so this is what some of the things which are is there. Okay, so either with the arrow marks you can constrain like maintain, otherwise you can go directly for this also. Okay, so it's up to you how you wanna go. Okay, so I'll go for the same normal thing only how it was before. Okay, yeah. So that is what all about your rectangular array. Still some options are there here. We'll come for that also. Okay, so before that, yeah, this is what is your rectangular array. Okay. So in that, and as I told, it will be having the relation. Okay, so and any relation you wanna break, you have to go for the explode basically. Okay, so if I just go for the explode, now you can see each and every part is a different object. Okay, so this one you have to make sure before, like if you wanna any do changes in this, you can't be able to do. Okay, so before exploding only, any changes you want to do you can do. Okay, so after that you can't be able to do anything. These are just like a drawings now. It is no more a array. Okay, so it broke its relation as a array. Okay, yeah, that is what it is. So yeah, so I just undone that. So because I want to show this. Okay, so in that there is a first option which is called as edit source. Okay, so what do you mean by edit source? Okay, so as of now these are some shapes. Okay, so which it is there. As of now that shape it is circle. Okay, so inside that I have something. Okay, so I want to create some shape inside that. Okay, so that time I'll be going for the edit source, and you have to choose any of the one array. Okay, so any of the one item in the array you can choose. Okay, suppose I will choose this one. Okay, you can choose any of the like your item. Okay, so it depends on you. Okay, I'll just click on OK, and I'll be going to do the shape. Okay, so that polyline I'll just take and I'll create some shape in that. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so whatever the shape in this I'll be going to do. Okay, so I'll be going to do. You can see everywhere it will be going to happen. Okay, so yeah, this is what we call it as associative. Here we can go for the edit array, and here say changes is there. You just need to click on that. Now you can see it is also a part of your array itself. Okay, so whatever changes you've done here, here also it happened. Okay, yeah. So this is the thing. Okay, and in this, suppose any one of the objects, suppose this object, I don't want. I want to replace this by different. Otherwise, these objects I want to replace by other shape. Okay, so suppose I have created one shape. I'll just go to create one shape. Some six, right? Polygon I'm going to create. Okay, so something like this. Okay. So inside that also some of the other things I'll just create it. Okay. So now this is my object which I want to replace with this. Okay. So that time what you have to do is in this array you have to go and you have to go for here replacement item. Okay. So I have to go for that, and here you can see it is asking select the replacement object. Okay, so this is my replacement object. Okay, so I'll press enter. Then it is asking select the base point of the replacement object. Point is the one. Suppose here is a circle, right? Who will be having the center point? For this also we have to choose the center point, which is this as a base point. Okay, and then select an item into the array to replace. Okay, so now we have to choose the item which all you wanted to replace. Suppose I want to replace all these three. I just need to click on that. You can see the object or the shapes. Okay, so we'll be going to update it like this. Okay, I just need to exit like this. At this you can see that object. Okay, so like circle was replaced by the other object which we created others. Okay, like yeah, this is what it is the like use of your replace items. Okay, yeah, so then there is something called as reset array. If you just click on that, like what all the replacement objects will be there, only those will be like deleted, like changed back to the original how it was. Okay, so if you wanna do these changes, okay, so this lines which we created later in a edit source, if you wanna like delete this, you have to go inside the edit source itself and you have to do. Otherwise, there is no option to do that. Okay, so you have to do here, and you can choose it, and if you delete it, okay, now it will be got saved like this. Okay, so you can't undo that. Okay, so if you wanna undo, you have to go inside that and you have to delete. Okay, so there is no other option. Okay, yeah, so I hope this all things are clear. Okay, so yeah, this is what are the options which is available in the rectangular array. Okay, so basically for the linear things, vertically, horizontally. Likewise, we'll be able to like we will go for the rectangular array. Okay, so anyways, some examples also we'll see after like this. Yeah. So the next one is your for path array. Okay, so for the path array, we'll be requiring a path. Okay, and the path might be anything. Okay, so as of now, I'll just go for the spline here. I'll just create a path like this. Okay, somewhat curved path. Okay, so something like this I'll create. On that also, you have to create one instance. Okay, so that instance I will be creating here. Okay, so now I want to follow this path. Okay, so for this instance. Okay, so that time I'll be able to go for the path array. Okay, so I'll go for the path array. Object is this, enter, path is this. Okay, you can see now again that number of rows, levels means you already know. Okay, so it will be going to add the levels in terms of height. Okay, so rows means as of now only one row is there. I want to add some two three rows. Okay, you can see one two three. Okay, so but the problem is when you add the number of array rows, you can see here it is getting merged. Okay, so why? Because of this curve, right? So that's why you have to like measure anyways, like this so much deviated will be not, and that too usually many times only one row will be there. Okay, so according to your like accordance. Okay, and that is also there. And then here you have to just make sure about this align items and in that direction. That's it. Okay, so that's not that much to discuss about. And here the between distance it is there, which is given as 81. If you want to change that, okay, so here you can't be able to specify the items in between with the help of between distance only. With respect to the length what you have as a path, okay, so it will be going to maintain as items. Okay, so you can see if I just change it for the 70, okay, you can see the item got updated. Okay, so before it was 25 but now it is 29 likewise. Okay, so however like between distance you'll be going to give with respect to that this thing will change. Yeah, okay, yeah, that is what about the path array. But anyways, once you create the path array, this will be having the relation, but there is no relation with respect to the path. Okay, so path is just for your reference. Okay, so once you create the array, you can be able to delete also, there is no issue. Okay, yeah, so you can see this is how the path array is formed. Okay, so in the same way we are having the circular array. Okay, so when it comes to your rectangular array as well as the path array, it is about more towards the distance. Okay, so in the path array not exactly like in terms of linearity, but in terms of between distance. Okay, but still it is dependent on the distance only. Okay, but when it comes to polar array, it is about the angle. Okay, so yeah, you can see I'll just create one reference curve like this. Okay, so inside that, suppose I have one more circle like this, which I wanted to create the multiple instances with respect to this circle. Okay, so that time I'll be able to go for polar array, select this object, press enter, and specify the center of the circle. Okay, so you can see if I just create this as a center, you can see this is how it will be going to create it. Okay, so here I want the items as some 10 items. Okay, so in that like between angle, this you can see this is between angle, not the distance. Okay, you can see angle between items. Okay, and this is the total angle which will be always 360. Suppose I don't want the 360, I want well within it. More than that you can't be able to give obviously. Okay, so but suppose I want to give it as like some 275, it is possible. You can see from here to 275 it will be going to come. Okay, so if you want in the other direction you have to give the minus value. Suppose I'll give minus 30. Okay, so okay. Yeah, anyways, you have to like maintain the direction. Okay, so yeah, this is how. Okay, so with the arrow mark, okay, so you just need to go for the other direction. Okay, so that time you can be able to change the direction. Okay, yeah, so that is the thing. And then row wise, I already told. Okay, so you can be able to get the multiple rows like this. Okay, so suppose I want some 3 rows. Okay, you can see this is how it will be going to come, and the levels also you already know it will become in terms of height. Okay, yeah, so this is what the thing is. Okay, so with respect to the like circular array. But anyways, as I told, like this reference is same as your path array only. In the path array also, later we can be able to delete this reference. Okay, so in the same way, in the circular pattern also, you can be able to delete this reference. No issues. Okay, so still your array will be behaving like that only. You can see still it is the array itself. Okay. So, but anyways, and the circle it is not mandatory. It is more about the distance from this point to the center point of the circle. Okay, so last time I created the circle, right? So from here to here, what is the distance? Okay, suppose from here to here, what is the distance? This is matters. Okay, so suppose if I have a only line, okay, so along with the object, only line I have. Okay, suppose I have a straight line. Okay, so where I maintain the dimension whatever I want. Suppose I want to mention it for some 1,000. Okay, so I maintain it for the 1,000, and then I'll create a circle or the object, whatever you call it as. Okay, so that one, I wanted to create this as a polar array. Okay, so for this, enter with the center point. Okay, so it will be something like this, right? So here, yeah, you can see how it was last. The same way here also it is going to create. Okay, so the it is more concerned about the center point what you choose. Okay, so if you know the distance, that is well enough. Okay, so it is not like a circle only you have to create. Okay, so the number of items however you want to add, okay, you can be able to add it like this. Okay, so this is what all about your circular array. And not over that itself. Okay, suppose if it's a single object itself, object also I can be able to create it. Okay, so with the help of any of the reference, something like this. Okay, so that is the thing. It is main concern about this like dimension. Okay, so however like at what position you want to keep. Okay, so that is what it is more about. Yeah, so this is what all the types of your arrays. Okay, so rectangular array, path array, and the polar array. Okay, so polar means angular. Okay, so here it is more about the angle, and here it is more about the distances. Okay, yeah, so this is what all about the arrays. Okay, so I hope you clear about all the things. In the next session, we'll be going to see the examples on this. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.